So today is Wednesday, the 21st of January 2026. By 8 a.m. this morning, that's roughly some 50 minutes away, there will be CPI from the United Kingdom. CPI is Consumer Price Index. If the data comes out good for the British pound, we'll be looking at buying the pound. And if it comes bad, we're looking at selling the pound. But I've scanned through the charts. I've seen two instruments that may likely react to this news event, which I'll show you, as we proceed in this analysis. But then let's watch out for 8 a.m. CPI from the United Kingdom. 8:30 a.m. this morning, ECB President Lagarde will give a speech. That's the European Central Bank governor. That will lead to volatility on the euro pairs. All day today, there will be WEF annual meeting. So we need to trade with a lot of caution. 2:30 p.m. today, President Trump will give a speech. This will impact upon all instruments, including the dollar. So it's not just the dollar alone. It may affect, other instruments as well. So I will encourage us to trade with a lot of caution. Good morning, Madam Monaji. And 4 p.m. later today, there will be pending home sales from the United States. It's a medium impact event, so we don't really expect much volatility from it. And by 5:45 p.m., ECB President Lagarde will give a speech. That'll be the second speech in the course of the day. So I expect us to trade with caution, especially around these speeches by both the ECB President Lagarde and that of Donald Trump. All right, so let's go over to the technicals. Okay, I'll start actually with the British pound, since we're expecting CPI by 8 o'clock this morning. I'll look at the GBP USD and the GBP JPY. These two will likely react to this news we're expecting by 8 a.m. Now, there's the GBP USD, and we can see from the daily time frame that the overall trend on this instrument is a bearish trend. We can see the trend line, moving downwards. So technically, we're expecting a further movement to the downside. These are lower highs and lower highs, and a lower high here. Now, on the other hand, also, we can see the candle that closed yesterday closed as a rejection candle, on that trend line. That's a further confirmation of a breakout to the downside. Also, I'm seeing the formation of a head and shoulder pattern, though, to be honest, this can be subjective. But if the data comes out bad for the pound, that will aid a further breakout, to the downside. So everything here I'm seeing is showing the potential, a possible bearish movement on the GBP USD. So the data comes out by 8 a.m. this morning and it comes out bad for the British pound. You can safely trigger a sell trade on the GBP USD. Finally, on 1 hour, I'm seeing the head and shoulder. It's not too sharp, but then that's what it is. I'm seeing that on the 1 hour. So we're bearish on the GBP USD for the news by 8 a.m. this morning. I think I'll just hold on with that. The other pair, let me just hold on for now on that. So look at selling British GBP USD if the data comes out bad for the pound by 8 a.m. It's CPI. Volatility is really expected. Now, aside this setup, there are other technical setup which I'll share with us right now. And the first is the Euro NZD. Now, I've been watching this particular instrument since yesterday. I even posted a signal on it in the signal group, but it didn't work out well. But I still believe we still expect that reversal will anticipate. Now, on the daily time frame, we can see that we are in an overall bullish trend on the daily. Then we have a resistance turn support. That is still another bullish anticipation. Then thirdly, the candle for yesterday closed as a rejection candle. So this region here is our confluence point from where we expect a bullish movement. That's the point where the trend line, the resistance and support, the rejection candle, all of them met at that point. So from that region, we're expecting the breakout to the upside. That's on the daily. If we flip over to the 1 hour time frame, I was seeing the possible formation of an inverse head and shoulder. This second shoulder formed overnight, but then for some reason there wasn't sufficient volatility to push it straight. We can see there's a retracement price coming down to touch the trend line. Let's still watch out in the course of today if we'll see a breakout to the upside. Now, if price is able to break out above this, my neckline region for which is the minor resistance there, then it will be a time to trigger a buy on the Euro NZD on 1 hour. And at that point, we need to confirm with our RSI clearly above 50 and MACD above 0. So I'm still watching for a potential reversal to the upside on the Euro NZD on 1 hour. I'm bullish on that instrument for today. Likewise, okay, for AUD USD and NZD USD, I'm actually bearish on those two on 1 hour. So let me start with the AUD USD. Now for the AUD USD, I've been watching this also for quite some time. On the weekly time frame, we can see that price has been in an overall bearish trend. This is lower high, lower high. Technically, we should see a move to the downside. Then some couple of weeks back, price closed as a rejection candle on the weekly time frame. That is expected to also possibly trigger a bearish movement. On the daily time frame, we're seeing the formation of what looks a lot like a head and shoulder pattern, which is also expected to trigger a bearish movement. And I've been watching this for some time. Maybe it will break out this week. This is the 4-hour version of that head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, second shoulder. So if you're a swing trader, this is what you can look out for. On 4-hour, we're expecting the breakout. But then for majority of us who are day traders, our focus is on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour time frame, there seems to be a range box here. And we are anticipating the breakout of price below that range, and possibly in the course of today. So in the course of today, if price breaks out below this box with RSI below 50, we should be ready to trigger a sell on the AUD USD. So this is a setup that works for both day trading and swing. So if you're a day trader, you are looking to make entry on 1 hour. If you're a swing trader, you are waiting for the 4-hour to break out. So we're bearish on the AUD USD on both 1 hour and 4 hour. And for the NZD USD, on the daily time frame, we have an overall bearish trend also. And we have a resistance, a major resistance as a confluence, which would drive price downwards. And if you flip straight down to 1 hour, I'm expecting possibly what may look like a double top and a breakout on this. And like I always say, even if the pattern doesn't form as planned, what matters most is the breakout. So I'll be looking for a breakout below this region here, either as a double top or just an outright breakout, either of the two. So I'm bearish on the NZD USD on 1 hour today. Then the NZD CHF is also bearish, but this one is on 4 hour. So this is for swing traders. You are a swing trader, watch out for the NZD CHF on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so this is the NZD CHF. We'll start from the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see price is trending downwards. Overall trend is bearish. So that gives us a bearish outlook. And the candle that closed yesterday, which is this particular candle here, closed as a rejection candle, a red one for that matter. That's an indication of a bearish potential on this instrument. And if we flip down to the 4-hour time frame, we can draw our trend line to form a rising wedge pattern. And as such, we'll be looking out for a breakout. Yeah, a closer look shows that it's trying to form a head and shoulder. If it forms, fine. If it doesn't, no problem. What we're after is a breakout to the downside. So we're bearish on the NZD CHF on 4 hour. and it can happen today or anytime, as the week progresses. And finally, I'm looking at the USD JPY. Now, for the USD JPY, the market closed last week as a rejection candle on the weekly time frame. That's a doji on the weekly time frame. Technically, that is expected to give us some bearish breakouts in the course of this week. And not just a rejection candle around a resistance level. So if you follow my trainings, if we have a rejection candle around resistance level, that's a confirmation for a possible reversal. So on the weekly time frame, we actually hold a bearish outlook on the USD JPY. And taking it down to a time frame where we could make a possible entry, which is 4 hour, I'm seeing a rising wedge. And price is back to that resistance zone from the weekly time frame. So any moment we're expecting a breakout to the downside on the USD JPY. And our confirmation RSI should be below 50. It's currently at 51. And MACD should be below 0. Now MACD is already below 0. So what we're waiting for now is a clear breakout below the lower trend line on the 4 hour time frame, especially below this minor support which I just drew. So anytime a new candle breaks out below this minor support, you're free to trigger a sell on the USD/JPY. All right, that will be all from my end this morning. If you have a question, you want me to check a specific instrument for you, you can go ahead and put it in the comment section and I'll respond to you immediately. So while we're waiting for that, if you're on the platform this morning, you don't have a trading account with PU Prime, then you can just look through your device, your phone. If anybody has reached out to you in the time past from PU Prime, that person is likely your account manager. So if such a person sent you a registration link, go ahead and click that link and register, on the PU Prime platform. Or if you can't find the details of such an individual, you can reach out directly to me. I'll guide you on how to register on our platform. Okay, Mr. Collins Ayan is asking me to check on Euro USD and Techno PLP2 Plus. Please use your real name. I encourage members of this platform to use their real name so that we know we're talking to an individual. But then I'll still oblige you. You're asking me to check gold. Mr. Wasu Shubandi, CAT CHF, Trust Udo, Gold, and GBP JPY. Okay, so let's start with Euro USD. Now, on Monday, I gave my outlook on Euro USD and I said I held a bullish outlook and it worked out exactly just like that. Price was in an uptrend on the daily time frame, which you can see here. And at this point of confluence, we expected a breakout to the upside. And in the last 2 days, we've seen a massive breakout to the upside on the Euro USD. Now, currently, I'm not citing any possible reversal at the moment. So I'll just be neutral, except price hits this resistance. Okay, so if price, okay, it came close, but then if it can go back up, then we can expect a downward movement. But for now, I'm not really seeing anything on the Euro USD until price, clearly hits the resistance zone there. We just have to be neutral on the Euro USD. All right, gold. Now, gold is just in a world of its own, largely driven by fundamentals. If you want to trade gold at this time, you need to understand the fundamentals driving gold. Crisis, US threatening to take over Greenland, Iran protests, all those things. That's what is driving gold to the upside. So if you want to buy gold, please buy with caution because anything can happen in between. They can decide to sell. It's just, there's no serious technicals driving gold. It's just the global crisis, global issues that is driving it. So like I said, if you want to buy gold, buy with caution. Make sure you have proper risk management in place in case it decides to reverse in between. So that's my view on gold for now. CAT CHF and GBP JPY. Now, CAT CHF had been on a downtrend, and we saw a big breakout to the downside yesterday. Currently, we're seeing a retracement. Now we have a support zone down here on the daily time frame. Okay, if price retraces back up, we may see a retest of this previous support turn resistance, which might lead to a further breakout to the downside. So let's just watch out closely, for cash CHF in the course of today. If it can retrace back to this previous support turn resistance, then that can lead to a further movement out. So just watch out for it, for a breakout to the upside, a slight one, then a movement downwards. That's my outlook on the card CHF. We don't have any direct setup now until that works out. And finally, GBP JPY. Now, GBP JPY is the second instrument I wanted to mention for the CPI, but I just decided to hold on it. But then, since someone asked, I'll give you my view on the GBP JPY. Now, for those who joined my analysis on Monday again, I remember this GBP JPY was not part of my main analysis. Somebody asked me to check it, and I did. And I said, from what I saw, I expected a breakout to the upside. What I saw was, I think on the 1 hour time frame, price hitting support. Yes, support. And I said I was seeing something that looked like a reversal pattern that would trigger a move to the upside, and that happened exactly, like that, generating well over 160 pips. So that move has come and is gone. But then on the 4 hour time frame, price closed as a very, very sharp rejection candle on this minor resistance, zone here. So technically, we hold a bearish outlook on the GBP JPY. So if the data this morning comes out bad for the British pound, that's the news coming up at 8 o'clock, that will lead to the reversal on the GBP JPY. Currently, we have a minor range, which I just drew now. All right. So if by 8 o'clock price breaks out below this box, you are free to trigger a sell on the GBP JPY. All right, I've already analyzed gold. Oladile Esther, I already analyzed gold. There's nothing much on it. There's no technical view to gold at the moment. Gold is just moving freely based on global crisis. People have been buying. If you want to buy, buy. But then please make sure you put stop loss, because it's a free market. If anything if there's a global news that will cause a reversal, we may experience a sharp reversal as well. If it keeps going up because of the crisis, all well and good. And if there's a reversal, just make sure you have a stop loss in place. So gold is just it's in a world of its own at the moment, moving freely due to global crisis. America threatening to take over Greenland, the Iranian crisis. People have been protesting in Iran for many days. All those kind of action, then other ones, leading to a free move of gold in the market. You're welcome, Moladi Lester. All right, Mr. Collins is asking me to check USD card, then Moshe Bola Tonshed in GBP USD. All right, I'll stop with those two. USD CAD, and GBP. Now, I already analyzed GBP USD for the news coming up at 8, but I'll just oblige that person again. But then let's check USD CAD first. For USD CAD, it was part of my analysis on Monday too. Price closed last week, around this region of a previous support turned resistance. And I remember saying that we were seeing a formation of a double top pattern, which led to a breakout to the downside. Now, the 4 hour, the double top is not so clear, but it's clearer on the daily. So we've seen the breakout to the downside. There's the possibility of further breakout, but that depends a lot on the dollar. And we should not forget that in the afternoon today, Donald Trump will be giving a speech. So Donald Trump's speech may go a long way in determining the next move of the dollar, and that may impact upon the USD CAD. Now, don't forget, we're also bearish on the USD JPY. So you can see both of them are in sync. USD CAD bearish, USD JPY bearish. So we'll be looking to take a sell if now we don't have any other direct setup, on this one, except for this range which we are seeing at the moment and the fallout of a breakout from a double top pattern. If price breaks out below this box, then we may see further bearish movement on the USD CAD. So watch out today. In the course of the day, anytime price breaks out below this box, take a sell. But please be mindful, when Donald Trump wants to give a speech, I would suggest to put a stop loss in place. We don't know how volatile the news, the speech will be. We really don't know. It may be volatile, it may choose not to be volatile, because sometimes Trump will give a speech and the market will not react to it. And some other time he will give a speech and everywhere will scatter. So make sure you have your stop loss in place regardless, so that you don't get caught off guard. But technically, I'm bearish on the USD CAD. And finally, I'll just take a glance at the GBP USD, where I said I am bearish on 1 hour. Overall trend from daily to 4 hour is bearish, and 1 hour I'm seeing a head and shoulder, and I'm equally bearish. But this GBP USD, just wait till 8 o'clock, let the news be released for CPI from the United Kingdom. If the data comes out bad for the pound, then you can sell GBP USD. If it comes out good, please just don't bother, stay out. But if it comes out bad, trigger a sell on the GBP USD. All right, that'll be all this morning. Do trade safe and have a great day ahead. Bye bye.